In this video, I'm going to walk through how to use Zapier, Encharge, and MemberVault all together while using the free plan on Zapier and without having to have paid for the highest tier for Encharge through AppSumo. All right, so I'm not going to walk through how to integrate ThriveCart and Encharge, but in order to get to where you can integrate it, you would click on Settings, go to View Integrations, and then Encharge is right here. And when you click on this, it will walk you through how to set it up if you don't have it set up already. Now, the next thing we're gonna do is go into Encharge and create a custom field. All right, so when you're in Encharge, you're gonna click on Manage and then go to Custom Fields. I like to create a new folder, so you can click this plus sign down here and you can either just create a custom field or create a new folder. I'm trying to keep everything organized, so I created a folder called MemberVault Products. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and click on the plus sign and I'm gonna create a new custom field and I'm gonna name it the name of the product that is inside of MemberVault. So the name that I chose was Encharge Test. This is just for you to understand that you're gonna be using this field in relationship to that product. And then I'm gonna click Create. So the next thing that we're gonna do is create a segment. So how you get there is by clicking on People and then clicking on this plus button right here and then click Add Segment. You'll name this segment whatever you want, which I would typically just use whatever the course name is. I'm gonna go ahead and call this Encharge Test and then hit Create. So now that you have your segment set up, you're gonna wanna create the condition for the segment. So I'm gonna delete this and start over. I'm gonna choose any of the following, hit condition, choose field, and then choose the field that I want. So I'm gonna choose the Encharge Test is yes, and then I'm gonna click Save Segment. And now we're gonna go into Zapier and create our 2 zaps. So because I use ThriveCart for all of my purchases, even for MemberVault products, I need to use Zapier to get someone who makes a purchase through ThriveCart into MemberVault and into Encharge. Because I'm using the free plan of Zapier, you can't do multi-step zaps. So I'm gonna create 2 different single-step zaps inside of Zapier in order to stay on the free plan. For the trigger, I'm gonna choose ThriveCart. For the event, I'm going to do product purchase, and I'm gonna select my ThriveCart account, hit continue, and I'm gonna choose the product that I'm referring to. So I've already did a test charge through ThriveCart so it can bring in all the information. So I'm gonna go ahead and click continue and hit test trigger. I'm gonna go ahead and continue with selected record. And now I'm gonna choose Encharge. So when you are setting up the portion for Encharge, the action event is gonna be add or update person. So you'll choose that one here and then you'll select your Encharge account, click continue, and then you're gonna pull in the email from ThriveCart. So you'll click on this plus button, you'll choose customer's email, then choose the first name, and just continue to add in whatever information you want to bring over into Encharge. But the most important thing that we're going to do is type in yes in the field for our product. So for Encharge Test, that custom field that we created, I'm going to type in yes, which also matches the condition that I've set for the segment inside of Encharge. Once I have that done, I'm gonna click on continue and retest my step, make sure the zap is turned on. And now we're gonna create the zap to have ThriveCart add someone into MemberVault once a product is purchased. So because on the first zap, we use ThriveCart and added them to Encharge, we still need to get them inside of the MemberVault product. So this is where the second zap is going to come in. For the first step, you're going to choose ThriveCart and choose product purchase. Select the ThriveCart account that you're going to be using. Hit continue and then choose the product in MemberVault that you're working on. Hit continue. Do test trigger. Here's the test purchase that I just did. I'm going to choose the MemberVault account that I'm using. I'm going to hit continue. I'm going to pull in the email. I'm going to pull in the first name. And then I'm going to choose the product that I'm working on and hit continue. I'm gonna test step. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and publish that. So let's go ahead and make sure that that test email has been properly added into MemberVault. All right, so it's showing 2 members, and if I click on this, here is the email that I just added. So far what we have established is that when a ThriveCart purchase is made, they get added into Encharge and they get added into MemberVault. But now we still need to send out a welcome email, and that's where Encharge is gonna come in. So we're gonna set up an automation inside of Encharge next. So once you're in Encharge, you'll click on flows, and then you'll click on this plus button at the bottom, add flow, start blank. Up here you have triggers, If you scroll down, you'll see actions. And then if you scroll down even further, you'll see filters and notes. So we are going to start with a trigger. And the trigger that we're going to do is entered segment. So now that we have entered segment, we're going to click setup, click on the Encharge test segment that we set up earlier, save it. And so now anyone that comes into Encharge with that field filled out with the word yes, it's going to trigger this workflow. For the next step, I always like to add a tag. So I'm going to scroll down to actions. We're going to connect the arrow to this next step, and then I'm going to choose the tag that I created for when someone makes a purchase for this product. Hit save. And then the next step we're going to do is send an email. So this is where we're going to send the welcome email. I'm going to go ahead and connect the arrow to this action. Click to set up. I'm going to select an email that I've already created. And now we have our flow set up. So what you'll want to do is name the flow, whatever you want to name it. So I would do something like the name of the product, welcome email, and toggle this on to save it. Now I already have one set up, so I'm not going to do that. So now let's go ahead and test everything to make sure that it works. So I'm doing my test purchase. So let's see if it was added into MemberVault, and it was. So this was the one that I used. So it did get added to MemberVault, and I just got the welcome email. So let's go back to Encharge so you can see how this all worked. So I'm looking at everything here. It entered the segment, the tag was added, and the email was sent. So because we have to add Zapier in, it's more steps than what I used to have to do with Kit, because Kit natively integrated with MemberVault. I really like this platform so far, and it's a great alternative in the event that you want to move away from Kit or even ActiveCampaign. This actually reminds me a lot of ActiveCampaign. The AppSumo lifetime deal that I had is no longer available, but I believe that this was a second time that they ran it. So it's very possible that they can run it again in the future. So I would get notified when you go to AppSumo and go to the page for Encharge. There should be a way for you to get notified if they bring it back to AppSumo. Now, if you're thinking there's way too many steps to get all of this set up, feel free to click the link in the description and I'm happy to help.